Today we have one of the early revolving firearms in our upcoming August premiere auction, a stunning 3-shot flintlock sporting gun. Revolving firearms are commonly associated with the 19th century and Samuel Colt's classic percussion revolvers, and then of course the famous single-action army, as well as Smith & Wesson's revolvers. But revolving firearms actually go back centuries. Back in the matchlock era, there were even some limited numbers of revolving matchlock firearms manufactured. But when you're using black powder ignited by the lock, not in a self-contained cartridge, it's much more complicated. So they had to come up with interesting ways to solve that problem. And this stunning gun before me solved it in a very interesting way. So the way this gun works is there are 3 chambers, which are essentially a short barrel that you can load from the front here. Each one of these chambers has essentially the front half of a normal flintlock. So on this plate, we have a pan, we've got the frizzen and the frizzen spring. And so with the way this is designed, the pans would be closed. So each one of these pans would be closed. The actual groove here in the pan would be holding the priming powder per shot. So you wouldn't have to re-prime to do 3 shots. All you'd have to do is they're all loaded right now. Let's pretend the gun's loaded. You fire the gun, then you'd pull it back to half cock again like it is now. You can push on the front of this trigger guard and it pulls back a latch. And then you can rotate this barrel. That aligns this chamber with the main barrel. Pull the lock back to full cock, pull the trigger, boom, you fired a shot. Same thing again. Rotate, cock back really quickly compared to most firearms of the period. And then boom, you can do that 3 times. At the end, all 3 of these frizzens are going to be open. Your pan powder, your priming powder is all going to be gone. And all you'd have to do is load these 3 chambers again, reprime, close the frizzens, and boom, you can do another 3 shots. Now that's pretty amazing. This gun is from probably the first half of the 18th century. It doesn't have any maker's marks, but guns of this style were mainly made in Carlsbad, Bohemia, so it was probably from one of the gun makers there. You can see it's got the ornamentation that's kind of popular in the Holy Roman Empire in Bohemia and Vienna, in Austria at the time period. And this is pretty crazy. I mean, you don't find guns with this mechanism very often. We've had a few in recent years come through, but don't let that fool you. These aren't common. These are very rare firearms. Most firearms from the 18th century especially are single-shot muzzleloading firearms. Something like this would have been made for, a prince, a king, a duke, somebody of high standing that could afford a very complicated, very fancy firearm. And this is just one of several early revolving firearms we're going to take a look at in a series of videos. So definitely check out the other ones to see how this technology evolved over time and then became the revolvers we're all familiar with. This stunning 3-shot sporting gun is available in our August premiere firearms auction.